As we know, there are upsides and downsides to growing older. Today, we're going to talk about the financial benefits of being an elder. Local CPA Phil Umansky is here to talk about some of the financial breaks you can take advantage of in your golden years. Hi, Phil. Good to see you.
Good to be here, Cheryl.
There are a lot. You gave me a huge packet of discounts, and you said there are so many more. Let's talk about, first, government perks. Things like tax breaks are available for those who are, what, 65 and older?
Absolutely. I mean, you've got to look at the specific tax regulations, but we do have a sample here of tax-related, I would say, benefits. And one of the best is actually, you know, when you retire, you get Social Security at your full retirement age or even at 62. So you might as well live in a state that doesn't charge any taxes on Social Security. And the good news is that Virginia is one of those. North Carolina and South Carolina are examples of others. But then if you go up to maybe the Northeast, like Connecticut and Vermont, they do charge taxes on Social Security, and that can be a significant component of a senior's income.
So a lot of times we're looking at good weather when we look at places to live when we're retired, but tax breaks could be one of the top of the list.
Absolutely, tax breaks, and those are at the state level. And then you have some tax breaks that are really on the federal level, and so we're going to discuss a couple of those. One is if you take the standard deduction and you're 65 or older, you can actually get an additional deduction up to a certain income, obviously, of $1,250 if you're single and $1,550 for an unmarried return. So what we're saying is go to a CPA, go to a tax expert and say, listen, you know, I am 65. What can you tell me about different tax breaks for people that are at that age?
So we know we're going to get that. The other thing, too, is a lot of retirees decide to downsize. They sell their house. There's a benefit to that as well.
Absolutely. And what the big benefit is if you've lived in your house 2 of the last 5 years before the sale, if you're an individual homeowner and you sell, then the first $250,000 of gain are tax-free. If it's a married couple filing jointly, then it's a $500,000 gain. So if you have a house that you bought at $200,000 and you sell it for $500,000, you reap a nice gain of $200,000. It's nice to know that you don't have to pay taxes on that at the federal level.
That is a good thing. The next thing you want to talk about is retail discounts. Of course, that's my favorite thing, is to get a break on something that I'm buying. So, but there are so many discounts out there.
Oh, there are so many discounts. In fact, what you might want to do is check some of the nice web pages. Just say senior citizen discounts, and there's a lot of websites out there. So we are going to talk about some of these, but one thing we were talking before the show is, you know, businesses want to be nice to their customers, so they may not necessarily remind you of senior citizen discounts.
You may not look like a senior, because senior, the definition can be 50 and above.
It could be 50 above. Sometimes it's 55 or above, depending on the restaurant you're going to.
Or 60 or 65, depending.
So it's important to really ask for these. You may not even see any notification on the business about those. It might not be bad to bring, you know, one of the website's printouts, because managers themselves may not be aware of it. So we want to start with what, retail?
Yeah, let's start with retail.
All right, and I want to emphasize that these are just samples. This is not to say that these are the only businesses that offer discounts, but we're just going to give you a sample here of some of the retail, and I guess we would add to that groceries. So as an example, Kroger will give a 10% discount to seniors on certain days of the week, and my understanding is that here in Richmond it's 10% on Tuesdays. Okay. And a place that you can go and get your hair cut, which you see all over as an example, is Great Clips. And they will give you $3 off for haircuts for ages 55 or above.
And that's just a couple of examples.
Yes.
And we were talking about food, and we're still smelling that wonderful Thai coconut soup in here. A lot of restaurants offer discounts.
Absolutely, a lot of restaurants. So as I go through my notes here, I'll just give you a couple of examples. For example, McDonald's has discounts on coffee and soft drinks for the 55-plus crowd. Now that's interesting. Before I came to the studio today, I stopped at McDonald's, and they see me a lot. So I say, I'm going to CBS 6. Give me a senior citizen Diet Coke. It was only 75 cents, a little bit extra. But normally it's $1, so I save 25% there.
Yeah, and when you think of it that way, it's not 25 cents, it's 25%, which is a big savings.
Yeah, absolutely. Another example is Outback Steakhouse. That's a well-known brand. 15% senior discount. Okay. Now I don't have on this particular website what the discount is, but ask about it. Maybe, you know, if you're in that age of 60, most of them are 60 or above, but some are 55 or above.
There are a lot of discounts. What we'll do is, you found a couple of websites. We'll link those to ours at WTVR.com/VTM, because there are a lot of things to take advantage of, and every penny counts, as we know.
Absolutely.